now.
Welcome to the 504 Core Podcast. We're back. I'm back in New Orleans. The New Orleans Pelicans getting started on Wednesday. Big news on Monday. Trey Murphy, who's out for 3 weeks, they lock him up. About 30 a year, 4 years, 112. That gets you around, 29, 28, which is around what I thought they would get for him. Good signing, Mike. DeJounte Murray, though, is questionable play now with family emergency. I'm interested to see how this team looks with Murray, McCollum, Zion, Brandon Ingram, who's still on this roster.
Yeah, no, the big thing is obviously there's a ton of talent on this team. There's no denying that, but the question is going into the season is how well do they fit, right? So you have a lot of ball dominant guys, a lot of guys with trade value, a lot of guys that other teams would love to have, but it's just a big collection of, talent that you don't know if it's going to fit well. But going back to what you were saying about the extension for Murphy, it's about what you expected. I know people were thinking, anywhere from 25 to 30, and it lands, at 28. So it's about what I expected. Nothing crazy there. I'm glad they got it done. I know the deadline was at 5:00 today. Today's Monday, 21st of October. So they got it done. They announced it this morning. I wish there was a 5th year option or a fifth year on that
Player
option, just whatever it may be. I wish that that was a part of it, but I guess not. And it makes sense for Trey Murphy not to have that because you see the salaries now, they're only going up. So that makes sense. And he could play himself into a much bigger contract, moving forward. So makes sense. You got him for the next 5 years. You got him for next year or this year on a rookie scale contract. And then you got 4 years after that. So, like I said, Murphy's one of my favorite players. I'm glad they got it done.
Same.
Yeah. Same. So I think I don't know if he's an untouchable, but with Ingram probably leaving the team, not being on the team after this year, unless he just completely lights it
Falls
up.
out. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be, I think it's going to be a good contract in the long run, considering, money's going up.
Yeah.
And then he's going to get more play time. So
my biggest question with this team, Mike, is the center position.
That's everyone's biggest question.
Yeah, but what are you gonna do? You're gonna play Daniel Theus 20 minutes a game.
Is it Tice or Theus?
Daniel Theis, whatever it is.
Yeah,
dude.
no, you have to. I mean, I don't know how you could unless you play.
I saw Herb Jones potentially getting minutes at the 5. How is this going to work out?
It's not going to work out. I mean, Herb Jones is what, like 6'7"? So, no, I mean, you're going to face Jokic and Embiid. You're going to face there's a lot of good centers out there, and they're going to feast. So it was a problem last year.
Daniel Theus isn't that big either. He's 6'9".
I mean, look at the team last year with Valanciunas. People were bitching the entire time. Oh, we need a rim protector. Griffin even said in the presser last year, our main goal this offseason is to get a rim protector. Didn't get it. I guess the price is too much for certain players they were going after. I know Jared Allen was floated out there. I know Nick Claxton was floated out there. Maybe that could
Kessler.
Yeah, Kessler's always been floated out there, but Danny Ainge is apparently wanting a lot for him. So there's guys out there. I think Brooklyn is kind of in the blow it up now mode with, getting their picks back, and, maybe Claxton can become available down the line. You could look at Jared Allen if the Cavs experiment continues to fail. They have another team with a ton of talent.
Didn't Donovan Mitchell resign now?
He did, but that's great and all, but it's a lot of talent that doesn't fit. It's kind of like the same situation with the Pels, and they're both really good, trade partners. They can easily make a trade. So there's going to be options as the season progresses. You really got to hope BI kind of lights it up. And then we use him as a trade chip. It would be disastrous if he's terrible.
Detroit too. Watch out for Detroit.
Or even the Clippers.
Yeah.
Zubac, actually, I saw Shamadua put on Twitter. He said Zubac can't be traded this year, so that's something to be considered. Yeah.
Oh.
So like, yeah, I mean, there's teams out there. You gotta hope. I know Cooper Flag. I know Ace Bailey. This upcoming draft class is really really good. I think you're gonna see a lot of teams kind of bottom out and not mind. And then you got the kind of playoff teams like the Cavs and I wouldn't say Utah, but Utah might. Who knows what Utah is gonna do? But yeah, there's a lot of players out there that could be had. It's just if the price is right. It seems like Griffin's not too interested in overpaying someone. Um, yeah, but I mean, like I said, they had Valanciunas last year, and people were complaining about the same exact things now. And now we don't even have a center. Now we got Missy, who's super raw, and Tice, who's undersized and was about to go play overseas. So Herb Jones is a 5. At the 5 is a farce. That isn't real, at least in my opinion.
Don't forget Carlo, man.
Come on. Yeah, I mean, Carlos fine, but he's not a starting caliber center, in my opinion. Maybe that could change. Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? But yeah, I don't know what they do, but they're going to run the small ball 5, or they're going to run 5 guys out there. It's going to be super small ball, play fast, maybe see something, maybe a trend center. But, I'm not sure what to make of it. Who's your starting 5 right now, if you had to guess? Including Murray, like if you were to play Wednesday.
All right, Murray, Herb Jones, Brandon Ingram, Zion, and Dice, whatever you call him.
So you got Murphy, McCollum, Hawkins.
Honestly, I mean, Trey is hurt currently, but I don't know. It's just such an awkward fit with Brandon Ingram right now because you want to get Trey Murphy as a starter, but you cannot start, Brandon Ingram with his value. So it's just
Ingram's 100% starting. There's
yeah.
him and Zion are like the 2. Well, I guess you got to pencil in Murray as well, but those are 3 guys you have to start no matter what, in my opinion. I can't see how they wouldn't start anyone else. McCollum. It's always the McCollum and Herb Jones question.
Herb.
Like who goes to the bench, who does what. Yeah,
Herb Jones.
I think smart basketball people would say Herb Jones. And then
Herb Jones.
Yeah, we'll see though. Yeah, Pelicans are really interesting. I don't know what to make of it. Where do you? I mean, season starts Wednesday. Where do you see them like long term this season? Like, do you see them as like a 6 seed?
I have no
seed?
clue. Ask me after the Brandon Ingram trade, and then 2 weeks after the Brandon. I have no clue, Mike.
No one has a clue. That's the fun of it. You could say a 4 seed, or you could say a 10 seed, and everyone would be like, "Okay, I could see the side on both." Like, there's talent.
Yeah, all right, 10 through 4, maybe 3, because the Grizzlies aren't that good. Like, I mean, the West is kind of wide open this year. I think OKC, the Nuggets are going to be good again. The Suns, did they improve their bench?
Oh, they got Jones at point guard.
Mavs did improve. The Mavs are a team that improved. The Grizzlies are a team that are going to be better again. 6 seed. There you go.
6 seed. All right. I think that's fair. I mean, I feel like, like you said, the West is loaded. I think the goal, like kind of where they're at now, just don't make the play in. So I think if you get the 6 seed, and then like you saw last year, like how close was all those standings? Like
it's right there. You won 49 games, and you were tied with the Suns.
Yeah, it was all within
last
like
day of the year.
Game. Yeah,
it was the last day of the year.
It was like they're like the last 3 or 4 slots are like a game and a half within each other. So yeah, the West is
the Mavs are 2 games from them.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That like you said, there's a lot of things that could be had with the Pelicans. That's just a matter of what direction they want to go in.
Now give me your prediction.
I think 7th seed. I think they're gonna
the play in Pels.
Yeah, let's just stick with the trend. Let's just stick with the trend here. I mean, I'm not like pessimistic about it, but I'm not optimistic nor pessimistic. I just think there's a lot of talent that doesn't fit. I mean, you have a lot of guys that need the ball in their hands, and that's usually not a good recipe. So I don't know. Yeah, like you're saying, you got to see how it plays out with the trades and everything else. But yeah, I would say 7th seed. I think I think anything lower than a 7th seed would be a pretty big disappointment. I think Willie Green actually needs to be seriously looked at as a head coach. So, like it seems like there's an excuse for him every single year.
No, I agree. No, I agree.
This is a big year for him, and he's not put in a great situation, but it's also not a bad situation at the same time. So, yeah, we'll
Plus
see.
3 All-Stars. Yeah.
Yeah, how do you see Wednesday going with the Bulls?
Ask me if Murray plays. All right, potentially good. I'm kind of excited to see Murray and Zion play together. If he doesn't play, it's going to be the same as last year, and we get to see if Brett Ingram and Zion can coexist for even one game.
Yeah, it's like funny too. The Pels don't really have a 4 either.
They don't have a backup big. They don't have a big.
They don't have a big. They don't have a backup big, and they don't have a backup 4. And Zion's barely
Like Larry
a 4.
Nance would be fine as a 5 on this team.
5, yeah.
Larry Nance would start at the 5 on this
Did
team.
you go back and trade for Nance? I mean, I don't know if Atlanta seems interested in tanking or not, but they could be.
Yeah.
I don't know. This year's kind of like, I wouldn't say like Wembanyama stakes, but like Cooper Flag is really sought after, and the 2 guys behind them are going to be really sought after. And then there's always a couple guys that emerge as well. So you're going to see a lot of bottoming
Great
out.
white hope, man.
Yeah,
That's what they're thinking in Utah.
The NBA is going to be really interesting this year, considering how good the West is and just what I just laid out. So, yeah, I would say 7th seed. You're saying what? You said 6th seed?
Yeah, I was being nice.
All right, that's fair. But yeah, do you want to move on to football?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not ready for LSU right now. They're one of 2 undefeated teams in the SEC. They're going to take on A&M. They got their most dominating win of the year, beating the Arkansas Razorbacks on the road. You had what they call him, the honky badger, Whit Weeks.
Oh, Whit Weeks, yeah.
Yeah, monster. Dude's a monster. Caden Durham, monster. It's going to be interesting in College Station, Mike. See what happens. I know College Station, two teams that lost week 1 and then haven't lost since.
Yeah, no, A&M, tough place to play regardless. Kind of quirky school, but they do have a good crowd. I will say that. Yeah, it's a tough game. I got a question for you. Has LSU been better? Is LSU been better without Harold Perkins?
Yes.
Yeah.
Every player is fitting together. They're playing their natural position, and Whit Weeks has been a monster. A monster.
Yeah, no, Whit Weeks has been good. I mean, even last year, Kelly wouldn't really play him. When he did play, he was the only. He'll miss tackles here and there, but he's a playmaker. Like, he makes up for it in tenfold. So they played him last year seldomly, and then when he did play, he was pretty freaking good. I don't understand why I didn't play him last year. I guess Kelly has a thing for freshmen, not playing freshmen as much, but yeah, I think he's definitely taken another step. And Harold Perkins kind of got in his way, in my opinion, because he won. I've heard from multiple people that he wanted to go from pass rusher to, an every down linebacker kind of player, like an inside linebacker. I think he kind of stunted the growth of some guys behind him. And I think he's obviously an incredible talent. You always want that guy on your team, but I think it would have been better if he played his natural position.
Yeah.
But yeah, Wood Weeks has been incredible. That's probably been the biggest surprise so far. The secondary hasn't been terrible. Stamps has been okay. Zy Alexander's been solid. Like they've been good. They've been really like bend but don't break kind of defense. Like they might give up yards, but they don't really, give up a lot of points, which is all you really need. So pretty incredible. The turnaround Blake Baker's done. Give him his flowers. I think he's really simplified it as well. Before I think Matt House, there were guys all over the place that they didn't seem to know what they were doing. So yeah.
Got a stat for you, Mike.
What is it?
LSU has not won in College Station since what year?
Probably like what Johnny Manziel was around, I guess. Is that far enough back?
2016.
2016?
Yeah, Kyler Murray.
When was When was that 7 OT game?
That was 2018. So LSU beat. Hold on, just let me read off some stats for you. LSU beat A&M from January 11th, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times in a row. And then it's been A&M 2018, LSU 2019, A&M 2020, LSU 2021, A&M 2022, LSU 2023.
Yeah, I mean A&M's favored in this game by 2.5. It's always a dogfight. I kind of thought the Arkansas game would be kind of similar to this, just a dogfight, but Arkansas doesn't really seem to be that good. Even though Arkansas has a couple wins. How do you see it going? Over unders 53.5.
I think the under might hit this week. I think it's going to be a gritty kind of football game. I think A&M's defensively has been pretty good this season. Nussmeier, it's going to be a weak Nuss, can't turn the football over too much. But I think it's a winnable football game too. I feel like LSU is the more talented team. I think LSU is starting to play their best football at the right time. And I think like this is also I don't want to say a college football playoff elimination game, but it's almost that.
Yeah.
And you're also, become not the favorite, but one of the favorites to get to the SEC title game as well.
Yeah, I mean, you got always want to beat the West teams, SEC West teams.
There
So
is no West anymore, Mike.
yeah, but I still consider it. It's just the West is still loaded even though there's none. I mean A&M, you still got A&M, Bama.
Do you put Texas and Oklahoma in the West now?
Dude, I don't know. I don't know what to do with that. Yeah,
But by the way, did Texas make a mistake by putting Gwen Ewers out of the game and put Arch Manning in the game? When Gwen Ewers, considered one of the best college football quarterbacks, potentially a first round pick, is there now some questions on that team? Like, what are we doing? I get Arch is great. Arch is going to be a number one pick next year. Not this year, but next year. But still, I don't think you could make that move in the second quarter.
I think if you make the move to put Arch Manning in for Ewers, you stick with him. You don't put Manning in, take him out for the second half. Like just keep him in there the entire time. It's kind of unfair to Manning. But that was always the hype, right? It's like Manning might overtake Ewers, and you kind of saw an Alabama situation where they put in Tua instead of Jalen Hurts. So they a lot of talent on both guys. Ewers is projected first round pick, and then Manning's the number one recruit in the country. So the offense wasn't doing too well, and they needed a spark. And I guess he went for it. So you can't really get mad at a coach for that, at least in my opinion. But if you were to, the only thing I would have done different, I just would have kept Manning in the second half. But Ewers didn't really look that sharp. Did you think Ewers looked that good?
No, he didn't.
He
The
kind of does.
offensive
He kind
line,
of
terrible.
folds in the big games. I mean, he really wasn't that good at
He
Texas for Washington. Like,
Yeah, he wasn't terrible either.
but he like it's for you to be a first round like talent or like considered a
Yeah,
first round talent. Like, my opinion, I think you need to be better.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what to make of that. I kind of knew.
Texas is at a place that plays really, really tough this week. Vanderbilt, baby.
Yeah, it's kind
Number
of a trap game.
25. Number 25, Andy.
Yeah, it's a trap game for sure. I think everyone outside of the Texas fan base is going for Vandy. So, um, yeah, that's a pretty interesting game. Is it at Vandy or is it at Texas?
At Vandy.
Um, yeah, no, that's not a bad game by any means.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like weird trap games this weekend. I mean, Wisconsin, Penn State. I mean, Penn State's only favored by 6.5.
Oregon.
Illinois, Oregon. Illinois is not a
Not
bad
bad.
team. Navy, Notre Dame. Notre Dame's really not even that good in my opinion. Nebraska, Ohio State. Damn, dude. Have you looked at the spread on Ohio State, Nebraska?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty high.
25.5. That's kind of
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, it's probably because what was it? Indiana last week just destroyed Nebraska.
Yeah, that was kind of a weird game.
Indiana's 7-0.
So nice, so refreshing to see Alabama at 15. That's always nice.
They need to be lower.
Dude, they're 14-point favorites. That's kind of crazy. Mizzou is not a bad team. Yeah, I don't know.
Alabama should have lost 3 weeks in a row, man.
Wait, so
No,
what were your
4.
final predictions for LSU A&M?
I think LSU gets a good win.
A good win.
Yeah, let's go 27-24, 24-21, around that ballpark.
Okay. I'm gonna say 34-31 LSU wins on a field goal. I think it'll be a close game. That's my prediction. But all right, you want to move on to the Saints, the dreaded Saints?
Yeah. I was there in the Superdome watching that pitiful performance about Drew Brees leaving. I was in the locker room with the Broncos, listening to Malcolm Roach and all them. But dude, they were back having the smoke, right?
Were they
They
really?
had
It was like
the
their Super
smoke
Bowl, huh?
machine. I mean, they were celebrating, bro. It's a team predicted to win 5.5 games. They've won 4 already. Um, so Peyton was emotional in the locker room. Uh, the Saints looked terrible. They couldn't stop the run. The Saints defense this year is averaging 5.4 yards per carry. 2012, considered the worst Saints defense ever, 5.2 yards per carry. So, in a lot of stats, the Saints defense is worse than the ones in Breeze was playing with. They got a fossil at defensive end in Cam Jordan. They got an agent. Dude, he's a fossil. He's an artifact.
Dude, yeah, no, I'm
Okay?
just laughing because I got something on Cam Jordan. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, he's a fossil. He's an artifact. Tyrann Mathieu is a 33-year-old safety who gets hurt after every play.
Doesn't want to hit anybody.
No, you got Demario Davis, who's still old. You got Alontae Taylor, who makes good plays, but he can't wrap up. Chase Young is just a name.
Lazy but talented. Yeah.
Yeah. Offensively, dude, you got a CFL roster right now. So, I mean, you got Bubba Memes and Cedric Wilson and, dude, who else they got? Who's the other receivers?
I mean, Olave should be
St.
back
Brown's
soon, but
brother, St. Brown,
yeah,
equivalent St. Brown.
he's like Willie Mays Hayes, the whatever the guy from. Yeah,
Dude,
no,
you guys.
no, the Saints team's a disaster. Yeah, they're injured. Yeah, they're you're missing your quarterback. You're missing your number 2 receiver. Hell, you're missing your number 1 receiver. You're missing half your O line. It's an injury riddled team, no doubt about it. But I really hope that's not the excuse for when we look at the offseason and the Saints are sitting there at the 8th pick or 7th pick or whatever, and they're like, oh, yeah, this is injuries. Bring back Allen. Like, at what point do you just kind of sit there and say, this team isn't good. This team isn't well coached. Like, the team needs to go. So it's really disappointing. You touched on Cam Jordan. Cam Jordan is an artifact. Cam Jordan, I think, has 3 tackles on the season.
3?
I think so. My friends and I before the Saints game, we were sitting there and we were like, I was like, y'all want to take an over under on amount of Saints tackles or amount of tackles that Cam Jordan has for Saints? I'm putting the over under at 2.5. You taking the over or the under? And they were like, oh, the over. I'm like, bro, I'm pretty sure he has 2 tackles. Like he really does not move at all. Like I don't know. I can't get mad at him just because like he's a Saints legend and he's played every single game. He's been durable as hell, like great run stuffer.
The fossil.
His time has come.
He's an artifact.
He needs to retire or they'll never trade him. Didn't they just extend him like a year or 2 ago too? Didn't they? I'm pretty sure,
Yes.
but they extended Matthew as well. Matthew doesn't want to hit. Matthew can't catch easy passes now. So I don't really know what to make of this team. I think I said it last year. They're going to be on a 4 or 5 year rebuild for where they're at now, unless they just get an amazing draft class like they did in 2017. So, which they haven't drafted well since then. Really, I mean, look at the misses they've had. Kendre Miller, Kendre have one hamstring. Miller, Isaiah Foskey, has he played more than 10 snaps in his whole career? They really haven't hit on too many guys. I mean, they traded up for Nick Saldiveri. He hasn't done anything. He's not very good. Like there's missed picks all over the place. And yes, there's missed picks all over the place in the NFL, but it's really becoming really bad. Peyton Turner, he's terrible. It's just
it's going to happen. It's going to happen with this football team, right? Derek Carr is going to come back, and they're going to go 5-5 to end the season. You're going to finish the year 7-10, and you're going to be sitting with the 15th pick in the draft.
That's my biggest fear. That is my biggest fear. I mean, the schedule is a cakewalk. I mean, you still got, let's see.
Exactly.
Chargers, I mean, they're favored.
That's a loss.
It is kind of fun being a new fan of a team, like rooting for the tank. Like, I was a big Denver fan. Everyone's like, you root for the Broncos? I'm like, why wouldn't I root for the Broncos? Like, what is this team? If this team makes the playoffs, what are they even going to do? So, I mean, you got the Chargers, Panthers, easy game. Falcons, they'll probably lose that. Browns suck. Rams, they're not that good. Giants suck. Commanders will probably beat us. Packers will beat us. Raiders suck. And then Bucks, that's a 50-50 game because it always is a 50-50 game no matter how good or bad they are. So, yeah, I could see it. I don't know if they have like live odds or like win amounts in the middle of the season. I don't know if they really do that, but I know beginning of the season it was 7.5. I got a lot of people calling me like, what do you think of 7.5? I'm like, I would at least tease that down to 7 and just take whatever odds if you're really that comfortable in it. But yeah, I hope that's not true. We just said just end up with the 12th to 15th pick and just keep doing the same shit over and over and over. What do you say? Like, what's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results? Yeah. So that's just what it is. I think at this point it's become more about relationships with the front office, with Gail and Mickey and Dennis. They all, go to the same parties. They all hang out together. They all do the same shit. And, it's just kind of gotten to a breaking point, in my opinion. I don't know if Saints fans are really pissed off. Quit going to the games. Leave early. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, I know it's a tough pill to swallow. I know you paid money for tickets, but if you're really fed up with it, like, the only way you're gonna see change is two things. If the Saints keep losing, that's the biggest one, obviously. And then if fans just quit going to games or fans leave early. I mean, it was highlighted with Kamara. Like, Kamara was like, I've never seen anything like that. Like,
and he's like, I understand. They're fed up.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, that's the only way to have change. Hurt her buy her checkbook. So at the end of the day, this whole thing's a business. And if people aren't supporting the team, then you see the brown paper bags, you see people leaving, it will come out. So if I hear Mickey Loomis say, some dumb quote about, look past the results again, I've had it. So I've always kind of given him the benefit of the doubt just because, like,
you hear from him tonight, Mike. You want to come over and listen to it?
What?
Mickey Loomis's speech tonight.
He's giving a speech where?
No, he always talks to the radio on Monday nights.
Oh, what, like WWL or something?
Yeah, we gotta listen to it. He's rallying the
Mickey Loomis press conference party. Yeah, no, it's just really grim right now. It's kind of nice not really giving a shit. Like it's just less stressful, I guess. But it is kind of fun being a new fan every week rooting against them, because the only way this is going to get better is if you just lose and get a top 5 pick or, somewhere in that range.
Like,
so
it's going to, how this gets better? You want to know how this gets better? You continue to suck this year. Yep. You draft an offensive lineman.
Yep.
You draft skill position players that actually can make plays. All right.
I would draft O-line 2 or 3 rounds in a row. I wouldn't give a shit. I mean, look at when
next
Derek
year
Carr,
you suck.
Yeah, when Derek Carr was good, or at least considered like a viable quarterback, like, why was he good? It's pretty simple, really. He had time to throw the ball. So if you give a quarterback 0 time to throw the ball, you could put Tom Brady out there. It's not going to make a difference. Like, you get in someone's head, they can't move. It is what it is. What do you think of Rattler so far? Because I've heard some negative stuff, and I disagree with it.
Yeah, I actually think he hasn't been terrible. Like,
No,
he's made the plays he's been able to make. He's been under duress. I mean, there's a couple plays. The one he escaped the pocket and ran for 30 yards. Um, that was good. And then,
he's looked like a rookie 5th-round quarterback. Like that's what he looked like.
yeah,
He's been solid. And people complain. I think people are so spoiled by Breeze at this point. It's kind of embarrassing. What people expect from someone.
it's just
He's
like
made
he's not your savior. A fifth
Yeah.
round pick is
Well,
not your savior,
that's
Mike.
what's hilarious to me
That
is like
is,
everyone's like, he's the next Breeze, he's the next Mahomes. It's like, can we temper our expectations a little bit?
yes.
It's just no, but he's made a lot of plays this season, or like while he's played. It's just there. I think Carr would have been sacked like 8 times last game if he would have played. Like he Rattler made so many plays with his feet. He's actually kind of elusive. That I don't think Carr would have made at all, and I don't think the accuracy between Carr or Rattler is. I don't think there's even really a difference. So there's more upside with Rattler, no doubt about it. I don't know what the locker room temperature is, but it seems like they respond more to Rattler. So
I don't know, dude. They didn't really respond at all on Thursday.
well, they didn't have, like you said, they had a CFL roster. I mean, number 80, I don't even know his name, and I'm usually pretty good about it. He's taking off kicks. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, I don't know who this
Johnson
is.
guy?
Yeah, Johnson guy. Yeah, we'll go with that. So they
Yeah.
don't know. They signed a cashier off the street. I don't know. I don't know I don't know what this team is at the moment. It's just it is what it is, dude. Like you said, just hopefully lose out. I mean, it's people hate hearing that. People are just like oh no, always win. But at the end of the day, like you kind of have to reset a little bit. But you have an aging, expensive roster. Are they over the cap next year? They got to be over the cap. I don't think this
Dude,
just stops next year.
over the cap, you think? Come on, Mike. They're like $50 million over the cap.
Bro, it's the worst being over the cap and with a shitty roster, like an expensive roster. So they're kind of like the Toronto Raptors of basketball, just an expensive roster. Just what are you showing for it? So
They're kind of like if the Dodgers sucked.
yeah, I mean,
If the Dodgers had, if Otani was like, dude, you know what they are? This is bad. They're the Angels when they had Albert Pujols and Mike Trout, and they were injured all the time.
who's the Mike Trout of this team?
No one. They don't have without Mike Trout.
Fuaga? I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you were the GM, who would you be looking at, like trade wise? Like, would you be willing to trade? Let's start with the most controversial one. Would you trade Olave?
No. Anyone but Olave, because you need some kind of weapons to get open. This team doesn't have any of
Do you
that.
think Olave is a number one? I think he's like borderline.
Yeah, I think he can be. I think he's good. I think he's a good football player.
No, he's not like good, but it's like, is he true? Is he like good enough to be like that number one receiver in the NFL? Like, I'm not sure.
I think he's like 12 to 16, maybe
Like
10
ranking
to
wise.
15. Yes. Yeah. I think he's a solid football player. I think he can be a good number one.
Would you rather
He's
have
obviously
Jalen Waddle or Olave?
Waddle. Olave. I think
Okay.
Olave is more consistent. I think
Yeah.
Olave is more of a possession receiver, which you need.
Yeah. No, I think Olave. Would you trade Chase Young's obviously the first one that you would try and trade, but I don't think you're going to get much for him. I mean, at this point, you just want to accumulate as much picks as possible, and then if you feel the need to trade up, with that,
Can't trade a Debo anymore.
Yeah, Adebo. I mean, Adebo's probably gone now. I mean, like he probably want to get re-signed. He's a free agent after this year, right?
Yeah, correct.
I mean, they don't have cap space. You're going to sign a DB with a broken femur when you just got Kool-Aid. No, it's a train wreck, dude. And whoever inherits this job, I kind of feel sorry for him. I don't know who even the natural guy would be. I mean, is Kai Hartley the next guy? Is Jeff Ireland the next guy? Like I don't know. I
It's
feel
gonna
like it'd
be
be an internal hire.
Dennis Allen. They're gonna move Dennis Allen to the front office. He's gonna become general manager.
That'd actually be pretty funny.
They're gonna give him a promotion. He's gonna become the director of personnel.
I could honestly see some bullshit like that. They just like move him to like some kind of, front office role, like defensive head scout or something, where they
I
won't
want to
even fire him.
congratulate Dennis Allen in his new promotion.
Dennis Allen is retiring and he's going to a front office role with a pay raise. And Gail's just sitting in the back. Oh yes. Yeah, no. It's
So great.
it's all about relationships with these with the Saints. So I don't know. Gail's got some tough questions. I mean, she might have some tough
Gail
questions
ain't
with
getting
Willie
asked
Green too.
anything. They're asking Mickey, and Mickey's chewing gum right now, Mike. This is Mickey Loomis tonight. You ready? It's tough, man. When you go out there and the roster that you constructed just isn't healthy.
Look past the results. You got to look past the results. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Look, week 1 and 2, things were rolling. 3 and 4, we were still a good football team that lost tough games. In the last 2 weeks, you've just been injured. I still think we're a good football team. I think that we can win 5 games and go 7-10 and be stuck in mediocrity forever.
It's hard to argue against that. I mean, it's true. You beat the Bryce Young Panthers. You beat the Cowboys, who are borderline dog shit, and then losing McCoy is just a big like.
Oh, that was it. So you ready for this? All right, let's talk about their next several games, Mike. All right, you ready? You're at the Chargers, loss. You're at the Panthers. I think that's a win.
Yeah,
You're hosting this. You're hosting the Falcons. It's a rivalry game. Could be a win. All right. You host the Browns in the Jameis Winston revenge game. That could be a win. You're hosting the Rams, who are hurt.
Winston revenge game. Oh, he's pissed.
Yeah.
We was losing, then we was winning, then we was winning again, then we won the game. Yeah. I can't get enough of the Jameis Winston interviews. Have you seen him ranking fast food places? Dude, that was my favorite video ever.
Dude, let's keep going on this though. All right, we got the Rams hosting the Rams. They're injured. Could be a win. You're at the Giants, where Daniel Jones hates playing. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins in a row that you could have, and then you play the Raiders, and you're at the Bucks, right? I don't know, Mike. I don't know anymore.
I can't wait. No, what you laid out earlier is just them,
what's going to happen.
15 slot.
Dude, they're going to win 3 games in a row coming up soon. They're going to lose against the Chargers. Then they're going to go win 3 games in a row, and you're going to be 5-6. And there are people going to be like, "Oh, they're still winning."
Yeah,
they're still winning.
Dude, what are your thoughts about the people saying like, "Oh, we got to fire Dennis Allen"? Like
now?
This year.
Oh, I mean, we got to fire him at the end of the year.
Yeah. Now everyone's like, "Oh, we got to fire him this week." It's like, do we? I mean, I'd rather have the tank commander at the helm and just ride it out.
Commander. The tank commander.
He's so bad. No, I'd rather just have some. Unless the only way you fire him is if you think someone internally has head coach potential. Like if you're sitting there and like think like, oh yeah, Clint Kubiak could actually become a first round pick. You have a head coach, like, then that's the only way you'd fire someone. But if you think no one internally has like head coach potential, then I don't think you should fire him. There's really no point in it.
You ready? Dennis Allen would have to win 25 straight games in a row, Mike.
That's it?
25 straight games in a row to be 500 as a head coach.
Oh, I threw out that statistic like 15 times the last few pods, and it was 22 in a row before the season. So, yeah, that's pretty awesome. He's a good coach. He's a good. Corey, you got to look past that. He's a good coach. Have you
He's
seen Tom
18 and
Landry?
22.
Have you seen Bill Belichick? Have you seen these guys? Very
Yeah,
similar.
Belichick has 8 Super Bowls. Um, dude,
No, that's what Mickey Loomis said. I'm kind of
I know.
paraphrasing.
Hey, but you got to chew the gum while saying it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, that I think that was the cherry on top. Yeah, no. Hey, babe,
Dude, he's
Mickey's on the
18.
press.
He's 18 for 23. I mean, he's 18 and 23 as a head coach of the Saints.
It's pretty good considering how freaking bad the schedule is too. Like, or how easy it is rather. Like, that's just. I don't know. I
Last year was his first winning season.
wait. We had a winning season last year.
Yeah, we went 9-8.
Feels like we went 7-8 or 7-10.
No, he had a winning season last year. He went 7-10 his first year, 9-8, and now we're 2-5.
Progress. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Would you trade Lattimore if you could get a third round pick for Lattimore? Would you do it?
Yeah, tomorrow.
What about? I'm trying to think of like all the obvious ones. I think
AK,
yeah. What do you think AK would go for? Third round pick.
third round pick.
Third round pick. You
Dude, I'll
trade him for
take him on the
third.
Broncos.
Yeah.
Take him on the
Did you see the
Broncos.
rumors that him and Peyton were like, or Kamara told Peyton to come get me? Is that true or no?
No, it's not. I was right next to him.
Yeah, that would be kind of ballsy. I think Kamara loves New Orleans. I mean, I think you just make DeMario a lifer. I think you make Cam Jordan a lifer, even though he's a statue.
Dude, he's a painting.
Yeah, a painting. He's a Picasso. Yeah, I think you kind of just make Matthew a lifer at this point. Just keep it that way that the locker room doesn't completely deteriorate. What do you think for Isaiah Foskey? 2 first?
Dude, 3. You got to go Ricky Williams for Isaiah Foskey.
He's been so bad. Yeah, I'm trying to think
I
who
don't
else would be
know.
like who are like obvious trade candidates that are just like Kamara.
Lattimore,
Yep.
Willie Gay.
Willie Gay could be. Willie Gay's been good, solid. He hasn't been bad. I would say you keep Pete Warner, even though he doesn't play.
Saunders back to the Chiefs.
You think he? I don't. You think? I don't think he's got much value. Like I think he'd fetch maybe a 6 round pick.
His brother's got a lot of value. He keeps going on those Taylor Swift
Who's his brother?
His brother's a backup dancer for Taylor Swift.
What? I didn't know that.
Yeah, dude, they were talking about it for Monday Night Football for like 5 hours.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, dude, there's really none. I mean, you keep Brzee, obviously. Brzee's been quietly very good for the Saints this year.
Yeah.
No one's praised him. Like he's been really good. I think he's got like 4.5, 5 sacks. Let's see. For a freaking defensive tackle, that's pretty good for 6 games in. So whatever we're in.
Let's have like 100 sacks.
4 sacks. Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's really good for a defensive end through 7 games.
Yeah, I would take that all day. I'm trying to think. Keep Carl Granison, no doubt about that.
Rashid Shaheed, he's out for the year. Foster Morrow, keep him. Juwan Johnson could be a trade candidate.
These guys don't have value.
Send Taysom to the Broncos.
Taysom, just make him a lifer. Unless you could like fetch like a 3rd round pick, which I don't see.
Yeah. Dude. That's all I got, Mike. This team, it's like it's a mentor. It sucks the life out of you. You're laughing. I'm dead serious.
No, I just think of Michael Scott. Prison Mike. Yeah, Prison Mike might come out of me in a little bit if they keep this up. But like I said, I'm a new fan every week, so it's kind of fun.
Prison Mike.
They're so bad. Yeah, no, it's at some point we're all just gonna be saying the same thing over and over, and it's just gonna be a big waiting game. But yeah, it's a big fear. It's a fear of mine of them winning 4 or 5 games in a row, and it definitely is possible. So,
oh, you can't wait for it.
Oh yeah, and then you're gonna hear Choppa Style and all that other bullshit. They need to. I don't know if it's controversial opinion, but they need to burn that song. Like that song needs to go. It's so bad.
No, I
I
love
mean,
that
no.
song.
When did that song come out?
Like 1999.
No, when was it popularized then by the Saints fans?
Oh, it was 2018.
And what do we have to reiterate that?
Oh, fuck you. That was a good
No,
year.
it was.
Besides
Yeah,
that one
no,
call.
I don't care. I hear that song, I think of that bullshit, and I just get sad immediately. It like the Yin Yang Twins with the Saints in 2009. That was their song. Like they tried to make like 2018 have their own song, and that's what it is now. And now I hear it, and I just think of Jared Goff sitting in an interview saying that wasn't pass interference. It's just like, oh,
Yeah.
that I immediately get sad.
MVP favored, by the way.
Right now, yeah. Mahomes is like plus 350, which is like ridiculous.
Yeah, and he has more interceptions than touchdowns.
I think he's plus 350 because there was so much juice laid on him that they kind of have to even it out. But there really is no one taking it by the balls and going to win MVP, at least at the moment. But I guess Goff is at the moment. I don't know. Who would you bet it if you had to bet right now?
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen hasn't lit it up that much, though.
Yeah, but he just got Amari Cooper. He looked good Sunday.
There any running? Derrick Henry's a sleeper.
Yeah. You know who's not a sleeper? Tua Tagovailoa is going to play this week, not wearing a Guardian cap, and he says it's a personal choice. Antonio Brown just tweeted at him, "Welcome to the team, CTSPN."
Dude, Antonio Brown's Twitter is wild. Yeah, not wearing a Guardian cap, that's great. I don't smart decision too. I don't know what to tell him. Why is he playing? Why in Miami would you not shut him down? I don't get it. What is Miami playing for right now?
They're like 3-3, huh? I don't know what they are. I don't know. They're playing to go 7-10 too, and we got a bunch of NFL teams playing to go 7-10.
Dude, didn't they just pay Tua like $1 billion? Like you're just gonna be like, oh yeah, no, just go out there. No Guardian cap, great. That's awesome. That's smart.
Yeah, bro.
Dude, shut it down. Get a top 10 pick, and then just figure it out from there. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I know what it is. It's people want to keep their job. That's what it is.
I know it is.
If I was an owner, I'd be like, dude, sit down. Like, we're gonna lose. Like, it's not that big of a deal. We're not going anywhere anyway. So don't worry, Mike McDaniel. You'll be back next year. You'll be fine. At least that's what I would say. I don't know. I'd rather have a top 5 pick than rather sit at 15 at the end of the year, knowing your destiny.
I know.
People get too.
That's all I got, Mike.
No, we pretty much covered everything. All right, Chargers predictions.
Chargers gonna win by a lot.
I think 7.5.
Yeah, I think it's a repeat of Thursday.
A repeat, really? Chargers D's not that good, huh?
Yeah, they're good. Derwin James, Bosa, Mack. Yeah, they're good.
Dude, Mack went from being like, I mean, he's still an amazing player, but like he went from being like considered like one of the best defensive ends in football. I still kind of think he is to a certain extent, but like he kind of no one really talks about him that much anymore. It's kind of weird. Yeah. All right. So Chargers win big. I think Saints.
Real quick, last thing before we go. Yankees, Dodgers. Who you got?
Well, let me make a prediction. I think Saints put up like 31-17 Chargers. And then baseball, I've watched very little. I think Dodgers are going to expose the Yankees. Yankees really haven't played. They play the Royals, who have like 3 good players, and then the Guardians. I didn't watch it one single pitch of that, but were the Guardians good? I don't know.
The Bronx Bombers are going to go back on top. It's Juan Soto.
Yeah, Soto, Stanton, Judge has been Cam Jordan in the playoffs. He's a statue. He doesn't hit the ball well. I don't know. I think Dodgers.
Stanton's been incredible.
Stanton's been good. Judge hasn't performed.
No.
He hasn't performed at all in the playoffs from what I've seen. But
yeah, but
I think Dodgers. Dodgers in 5.
All right. I'll make that bet. Yankees in 6.
Very nice. I like that. I don't know. I really don't. I don't know much about either team. I just know Otani's a beast, and I know Yankees hitters, or at least their superstars, have stepped up. So we'll see.
Sounds good.
Garrett
You
Cole. I
coming
was
over tonight?
maybe. I think Garrett Cole game 1 gets it done though. I think. Is Clayton Kershaw even pitching for them, the Dodgers anymore? No,
'Cause I haven't seen him in ages.
I don't know what the Dodgers. Baseball's too much. I stick to LSU. I just stick to college football and
Stick
Pelicans.
to what you know, your local products, baby.
Yeah, and then I watch enough college football and have an opinion on it in the NBA. So, yeah, that's about it. All right, that's all you got.
Yep. Peace out.
Yeah, if you guys can like and subscribe, appreciate it, and we'll see you soon.